HbA1c is a blood test used to measure your average blood sugar levels over the last 3 months. This test is used to diagnose and monitor diabetes. A healthy A1C level is between 4 to 5.6%. Above 5.7% indicates prediabetes, and above 6.5% indicates full-blown diabetes. Is your A1C above 5.7? If so, this means you have prediabetes and insulin resistance. But don't panic. There are steps you can take to bring down your A1C and put your prediabetes and insulin resistance into remission, and put it in remission for good. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. The first way to do this is to drink apple cider vinegar before bed. I love this tip because it's super simple, but also extremely effective. Drinking 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar diluted in water before bed has been shown to lower your fasting blood sugar the following day and bring down your A1C over time. And you can also take it before meals to lower your blood sugar response to that meal. This happens because apple cider vinegar slows down the rate that food leaves your stomach and enters your digestive tract. So if your food is taking a bit longer to be digested, this means the blood sugar spike is going to be more gradual. And this will help to bring down your A1C over time. The second step is to take a walk in the morning. And this works because some people experience what is known as the dawn phenomenon. This is where your liver dumps glucose into the bloodstream just before waking, causing fasting numbers to be elevated. So by going for a walk in the morning, this actually allows your cells to take in and use that glucose. Even better is that when you're exercising, your muscles can take in glucose without the need for insulin. With less insulin needed, this helps our bodies to become more insulin sensitive, which again is going to help to bring down your A1C over time. And this doesn't have to be a long walk, even 10 to 15 minutes can make a big difference. But go for a walk and that's really gonna make a big difference. Number 3 is to get good sleep. Poor sleep has a massive impact on our blood sugar. A lot more massive than a lot of people realize. A recent study found that men who slept less were 2.8 times more likely to develop diabetes. So not only is your fasting blood sugar higher after a poor night's sleep, but your average blood sugar is higher throughout the entire day. The blood sugar response to the food you eat is more significant after a night of poor sleep versus a night of good sleep. And on top of that, your body actually becomes more insulin resistant following a night of poor sleep. And the cherry on top is that it also impacts your hunger hormone. Ghrelin, the hormone responsible for hunger, increases, and leptin, the hormone responsible for satiety, decreases. So you're gonna be hungrier the whole next day, which is only gonna add fuel to the fire. Now, the morning walk, which we mentioned in tip number 2, you might have heard me say to take that walk as close to sunrise as possible, and there's actually a reason for that. When we're exposed to natural light near sunrise, this helps to sync our circadian rhythm. It starts a timer for when melatonin will be released later that night. Personally, I try to go for a walk every single morning at the same time. And ever since I started doing this, I find it a lot easier to fall asleep at the right time and stay asleep. Now, there is a second component to this. You also want to limit your light exposure after sunset. The light that comes off our electronics or from bright overhead lights can trick our bodies into thinking it's still daytime, which suppresses sleep hormones and can make it difficult to fall asleep and stay asleep. Thankfully, there's a pretty easy fix to this. Turn off your overhead lights after sunset and rely on lighting from lamps instead. Even better if you can swap some of your light bulbs to red light bulbs instead. And this is because red light doesn't impact sleep hormones, or doesn't impact them negatively, I should say. Personally, I have a red light bulb from Bon Charge in my bedside table lamp. When I'm getting into bed in the evening, when I'm getting ready for bed, I just have this one on. It makes such a big difference. I absolutely love it. I'll put the link to it in the description box down below, and you can use code HCK15 to save 15%. Number 4 is to prioritize protein at every meal. And by this, I mean aim for at least 30 grams of quality animal protein. This is gonna help to lower your A1C for a few different reasons. The first one is that protein helps you to control your blood sugar better. It slows down the digestion of carbohydrates, which means lower blood sugar responses to meals. And it also helps to maintain lean muscle mass. The more lean muscle we have, the more room we have to store glucose. And over time, this means a lower A1C. But quality matters when it comes to animal protein, which is why I personally buy my meat and seafood from ButcherCrowd. ButcherCrowd is a meat delivery service that's based in Australia and ships Australia-wide. All of their beef and lamb is 100% grass-fed and finished. all of their chicken and pork is pasture raised, and all of their seafood is wild caught. They have so many boxes to choose from, and also the option to build your own. And you can pause, change, or cancel your subscription at any time, which is why there's really no reason not to give them a try. To check them out, you can head to healthcoachkait.com/butchercrowd. I'll put that link down below as well, and use code KATE15 at checkout to save 15% off your first box. I've been using them for a long time. Their range has only increased, but their quality has always been top notch. Number 5 is to intermittent fast. This is probably the quickest and most efficient way to lower your A1C. To intermittent fast means to have a daily fasting routine. You split your time up each day into a period when you don't eat and a period when you do eat. One of the most popular variations is 16-8. You eat all of your meals within an 8-hour window and you fast for the remaining 16. So this can look like finishing your last meal at 6 p.m. and not eating again until 10 a.m. the following day. And the reason that fasting helps to bring your A1C down is because it increases insulin sensitivity, which means your cells can take in glucose more readily. Now, if you want to try intermittent fasting, but you've never done it before, I recommend starting for a simple 12-hour fasting window. So if you finish eating at 8 p.m., don't eat again until 8 a.m. Over time, you might be able to extend this longer, but even if you can do 12 hours a day, you're going to see results. And finally, number 6 is to reduce stress. And I know this is a lot easier said than done, but I had to throw it in here because stress can actually cause our blood sugar to rise and cause more fluctuations throughout the day. When we're stressed, hormones such as cortisol are released, and these hormones can cause our bodies to release more glucose, raising our blood sugar. And over time, this can increase your A1C. Now, of course, we're all gonna be stressed for periods of time over our life. Acute stress, this isn't a concern, but when it becomes chronic, when you're stressed out for long periods of time, that's when it's gonna start to affect our blood sugar and our A1C. So anything you can do to reduce your stress levels is gonna help. Now, I wanna hear from you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below what your A1C is or what it was the last time you were tested. Have you been able to lower it? And what did you do? What worked, what didn't? Let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys. And also remember to check out Butcher Crowd. I'll put that link in the description box down below. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.